Welcome back to JetKoa Sports. The NFL draft is done, so not really much to talk about in the NFL, but the real drama is just getting started in the NBA. Are the Thunder announcing their arrival as the next dynasty? Is Wemby already the MVP? And are the Knicks finally figuring it out before it's too late? Meanwhile, LeBron is outlasting another super team. Kevin Durant might secretly be the league's biggest chemistry killer, and the Nuggets-Wolves series could flip the script in one night. And while the NBA is on fire, baseball quietly has a monster brewing in Atlanta. The Braves are missing half their pitching staff, their two biggest stars are in a slump, and somehow they still look like a juggernaut. The Yankees, Dodgers, and Braves are separating as true contenders. Mike Trout is reminding everyone he's not done yet, and Shohei Ohtani might be even scarier on the mound than at the plate this year. Today we're breaking down Wemby's rise, OKC's march to the conference finals, why the Celtics cannot afford a Game 7, whether Cade can actually drag the Pistons past the Magic, and how the Braves keep steamrolling the NL despite all the injuries. Then we'll hit the Yankees' rotation, the Astros' struggles, and why the Cubs' weekend versus Arizona might tell us more than any early season power ranking. Stick around for NBA and MLB Q&As with Bella. And if you think I'm wrong about your team, jump into the comments because I absolutely want that smoke. Starting with the NBA, the Thunder have advanced with a sweep. They are cruising, and we will break them down once they are finally tested in a playoff game. Tuesday's games brought us closure to the Spurs-Blazers series as the Spurs handed them a gentleman's sweep, winning 4-1. The only game the Blazers won was the one Wemby dribbled his own head off the court. Sorry, not funny. The Spurs are going to be a tough out. They have 4 or 5 wings with length, speed, strength, and skill. Wemby is arguably the MVP. De'Aaron Fox is a high-motor point guard that can get to the rim, create shots when needed, and they'll need his veteran leadership as the games get more intense. OKC in the conference finals is going to be amazing. Get your popcorn ready. Knicks took a series lead over the Hawks. They're now up 3-2, and they are playing right now as I record. The Knicks under Mike Brown are not playing well as a team. But over the past 2 games, that has changed. They're playing a team game with the incentive of getting Cat involved early and often. Letting Brunson do his thing whenever he wants. He can create his shot whenever he wants in this series. So the importance is getting the ball into Cat, and Jalen will figure it out later. And Cat has crazy offensive skills for a big man. You can create multiple mismatches with him easily, and that needs to be the focus early and often. And the last 2 games, it has been, leading to the Knicks being 1 game away. And as I'm recording, they're up by like 50 points in the third quarter. So I think the Knicks are closing it out tonight. Get ready for round 2, New York. The 76ers beat the Celtics to bring that series to 3-2. Celtics are winning 3-2. I said the 76ers would be a tough out, and Embiid's injury made it seem like the Celtics would get a cakewalk in this round. But the 76ers have a lot of talent. And if they're all healthy, they have a shot to win any game. Celtics need to win Game 6 because a Game 7 will be a coin flip, and the 76ers have the talent to pull that off. The 76ers can also be a team that easily loses by 30, and the Celtics are a team that can get hot and win by 30. Game 6 is starting right now, and I think the Celtics will close it out in 6. Wednesday night games. The Pistons defeated the Magic to bring that series to 3-2 as well. Magic having the lead in the series. Cade went off for 45, and so did Paolo. But the Pistons' defense was better than the Magic's overall, and the Pistons pulled it off. I picked the Magic to upset the Pistons in 6 games, so I am still alive with that prediction, and I think it will happen. Cade is awesome, but the Pistons lack another go-to scorer. Jalen Durant is a good rising star, but he's not consistent or confident enough to handle the clutch situations. Duncan Robinson was supposed to bring some shooting to Detroit, and I think he left that at home. But nobody is consistent enough on the team to make up for Cade having a bad night or Cade getting double teamed and shut down. While the Magic have Paolo, Franz Wagner, and Desmond Bane, giving them, I think, more talent as an offensive unit. And Jalen Suggs is playing with such great emotion. He's sparking the Magic to play more consistent defense and to just have more patience with all of their offense. Magic will win this series because Cade will probably not have two more nights like Game 5. And that's what it's going to come down to. Cade has to blow everybody out of the water in another game, and I don't see Orlando letting that happen. Moving to Cleveland as the Cavs held off the Raptors to take a 3-2 series lead. This series, I'm going to be honest, it has not excited me like any of the other series. I have not been shy about it, and I haven't covered the series that much. I really liked this Cavs team last year. They were exciting, and it seemed like they were a team on the rise. But this year, there was no growth spurts with the young guys. And that caused them to ditch Garland at the trade deadline for James Harden. Personally, I am not a fan of bringing in older talent at the expense of young talent. Unless it's the final piece to winning or making the finals, I don't like it. And no offense to James Harden, the Cavs weren't good enough to be adding a final piece to the puzzle, so they shouldn't have made this deal to begin with. On the other hand, Toronto, they have nice pieces, but they're still putting the team together. Ingram is a nice player. Scotty Barnes can be the best guy on the court some nights, but he is way too inconsistent. Jacob Podell was a nice addition from the Spurs a couple years ago. He's well-disciplined because he was well-coached in San Antonio, and he brings a lot of veteran leadership to that Toronto front court. And then they got Jacoby Walter, who can shoot the lights out, and he's learning to move off the ball, and his catch-and-shoot game is on the rise. Watch out for Jacoby Walter. He is a young rising star. The Rockets clawed back into the series, now bringing it to 3-2. Lakers winning that 3-2. LeBron's going to win this series. I said if Durant was not playing, then the Lakers are winning. And that wasn't a knock on Houston's youth. It was more a recognition of James's superiority. The guy is the greatest player over the last 25 years. And the Rockets, I really do like their squad. Thompson is fantastic. He's a two-way superstar in the making. Sengun is a savvy Euro transfer that just knows the game of basketball. Reed Shepherd can shoot and shoot and shoot. Jabari Smith is a long, talented wing. Honestly, bringing in Durant stalled their progression. They thought Durant could be that final touch that I was talking about to take them to the championship round, but he was not. I really like Kevin Durant. He went to Texas. I was born in Texas. But every team he is on trends backwards, and it always ends messy. I'm not blaming anyone for it, but it has happened everywhere except for Golden State. The Nets, Suns, and Rockets did not improve with Durant. That's 3 teams in a row that got worse with Durant. And he's the common denominator. Moving to Denver. The Nuggets are making this a series with the Wolves. It looked like the Wolves had this locked up before the injuries started to set in. I think if the Nuggets win tonight to even the series and Game 7 is in Denver, we are going to be in some trouble for Minnesota. The Wolves' defense had the Joker confused and looking like a lesser opponent. And how quickly that changed when you lose your backcourt and Anthony Edwards. Gobert was able to have success because Jaden McDaniels and Anthony Edwards are such good perimeter defenders. They cut off the Joker's passing lanes and made lots of noise in the Joker's peripherals. That allowed Gobert to play Joker straight up and focus on the shot. Joker's not flying by anyone. And when you take away some of his tricks, then Gobert's defense will cause problems. He's a multi-defensive player of the year type of dude. Like if if the Wolves do not close out game 6, I feel the Nuggets win this series. And that's a bummer. Anthony Edwards was looking strong. Now I'm going to go to my producer, Bella, with some Q&A.
Which superstar in the playoffs do you think is under the most pressure?
Superstar in the playoffs under the most pressure. It's got to be the Knicks and Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns. You can package them together. But I think with how strong they were last year, keeping that same team pretty much intact and being able to run it back, and they look worse, I would say the pressure is on them to at least get to the conference finals. If they would have lost to Atlanta, heads would have rolled. If they lose in round 2, a head might roll. They need to make the conference finals.
What matchup are you looking forward to next?
Well, Spurs Thunder, I have been looking forward to all year. I can't wait for the conference finals when those two meet up. But I'm looking forward to see if Orlando closes out the Pistons. I'm looking forward to seeing Orlando advance in the playoffs and any matchup that they're in. I'm very excited about that team. I have been for a while. I did not think this was the year that they would take the step forward, but it looks like they're doing it. So, yeah, Spurs, Thunder, and then anybody Orlando's playing. I'm excited. Thank you, Bella. The first round is almost wrapped up, and then we will be winding down to the final 8 teams. And at the same time, Major League Baseball is just starting to heat up. I talked last video about the big market teams playing horrible baseball, and I talked about the Red Sox mass firing specifically. Well, the Phillies also fired their manager, and the Mets may join them soon. Those 3 teams have a top 5 payroll in baseball. Like, that is not good. And the Houston Astros are another big spender that is off to a poor start. Although I expected the Astros to be mediocre this season. So it's not that crazy to me to see them playing a little bit worse than that. I've not agreed with many of their decisions to let cornerstone players walk away. I understand the price tags are a little start to get outrageous. But some of the people that let walk away were still in their prime, and they kept players that were past their prime. I don't agree with all of their moves. But let's focus on some good in baseball. The Astros do have Yordan Alvarez, and when he is healthy, he may be the best hitter in baseball. Right now, he's hitting .355 with a .463 on-base percentage and a 1.19 OPS. Pretty sure that leads the majors. And if you remember the system I described the other day, or the system that John Boy Medium uses, Yordan Alvarez is an 11-year-old playing against mostly 7-year-olds. He is dominating them. Now, Alvarez's health has a tendency to betray him, so let's hope he can stick around all season and continue to put up monster numbers. Mr. Mike Trout is back to playing amazing baseball, and he's also back in the outfield at center field, which I believe is a contributing factor to his success. He is not a DH type. He's not a dude that just wants to get up and swing the bat 4 times. He wants to be playing the outfield. He wants to be running bases. He wants to do everything. He wants to play baseball. And he is. And it is awesome. He's hitting .248 with a .431 on-base percentage and .569 slugging. That is a 1. OPS with 10 home runs and 21 RBIs. Fantastic start to the season for Mr. Mike Trout. His strikeouts are down, and the defense has been good for a 34-year-old center fielder. He's holding it down. Shohei Ohtani is back to pitching and hitting this year, and pitching seems to be going better than hitting for him. The bat will be fine. He's currently hitting .273, .406 on base, .491 slug for an .897 OPS, or 1 WAR, wins above replacement. But let's zoom in on the pitching. He's at 5 starts. He has a .6 ERA, a .87 WHIP, 34 Ks in 30 innings, a 3.8 strikeout to walk ratio, and 1.3 wins above replacement. So he has been more valuable as a pitcher than a hitter this season. That is absolutely phenomenal because it's not like he's up there striking out and hitting singles. He's still swinging a heavy bat. The dude is phenomenal. And the Dodgers are keeping him on a leash. They're letting him pitch 6 innings on average per start. And that's smart. He just recovered from a blown out elbow. He needs to take it easy and ramp up. And right now he's dominating. And the bat will get even better. So watch out, everybody outside of LA. Aaron Judge is Aaron Judge. He, average-wise, is off to a slow start. He's only hitting .252 with a .381 on-base percentage, but a .622 slugging. So he is a 1.003 OPS, dude. 12 homers, 20 RBIs, 1.7 WAR. And he just took over the Yankee WAR lead. He wasn't their best hitter until this week. Ben Rice, first baseman, is absolutely crushing it. He's hitting .327 with a .443 on-base percentage and .714 slugging. That is a 1.157 OPS. Good for 1.5 WAR. Sal Stewart, third baseman for the Cincinnati Reds, is another dude crushing the baseball. He's a rookie, hitting .281 with a .373 on-base percentage, .570 slugging, or .943 OPS. He's helped the Reds weather their pitching injuries and has kept them atop the NL Central. Good work, Sal. Moving to pitching, we got Cam Schlittler, just young pitcher that is continuing to dominate. He looks like the best pitcher in baseball right now. And if you go back to last postseason when everybody kind of figured out who he was, he had a 12 strikeout game in the postseason with 0 walks against the Boston Red Sox. Phenomenal for a rookie making like his 9th start. And he's just continued it into this year. Dominating. The Yankees rotation is so strong. And they're going to get Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon back. So they should feel confident about their chances of getting title number 28. Like, the Yankees have a great team. The offense is looking well-rounded, and once Bellinger and Jazz start hitting more consistently, then this team will have a lot of strengths. They still need to figure out the bullpen, but they'll get that sorted with some in-house call-ups and a trade acquisition. All that's fantastic. All those guys are shining bright, but I wanted to focus on one team today, and that is the Atlanta Braves. They are 22-9, leading the NL East. Their best pitcher, Spencer Strider, has been out all year. He should be coming back soon, so Atlanta will be getting better. Spencer Swellenbach, another starting pitcher, also out all year. Hurston Waldrep didn't make it to the start of the season. Joey Wentz and A.G. Smith-Shawver are both missing the entire year. And Rizzo Iglesias, their closer, has just been shut down for 15 days. He's actually coming to the end of that 15-day IL stint. So he'll be coming back to solidify the bullpen. And with all these injuries, here's the Braves pitching stats. As a team, 3.05 ERA, 1.12 WHIP, 8.5 strikeouts per 9 innings, 2.63 Ks per walk, K-walk ratio, and the starters are 15-6 on the year. Fantastic when you're missing a third of your starting rotation. And the offense has also had injuries. Catcher Sean Murphy just began a rehab assignment, so he should return soon. Shortstop Kim has been on the DL all season, and he just started a rehab assignment and should be back soon. Jurickson Profar lost to the season because he was taking PEDs. And the offense is still cruising. Matt Olson has 9 homers, 28 RBIs, and a .987 OPS. Backup catcher Drake Baldwin has 7 home runs, 25 RBIs, and an .884 OPS. Second baseman, Ozzie Albies. He's healthy this year, and he is crushing it with a 908 OPS. Center fielder, Michael Harris, a beast, playing great baseball. 6 homers, 20 RBIs, and an 887 OPS with fantastic defense in center field. And this is all happening while Austin Riley and Ronald Acuna are having down years. Acuna, arguably one of the best players in baseball, has 2 home runs, 9 RBIs, and a 724 OPS. Riley, 3 home runs, 17 RBIs, and a 588 OPS. We're talking about a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old trying to play with 8, 9, and 10-year-olds. That's not good. But that's all going to change. And the Braves team will be even stronger when Acuna and Riley turn it around. Watch out. I don't see how they lose the NL East, especially with how the Mets and Phillies have started the season and how they've looked in general. I think this is Atlanta's year to win the NL East again. The Yankees, Dodgers, and Braves all look like serious, legitimate championship teams. And next video, I am going to go deep on another contender. It's probably going to be the Cubs, since I've already covered the Padres and Brewers. And, man, we need to revisit both of those teams anyways. So all 3 of the teams could be in the mix. Let's see who has the best weekend. Actually, the Cubs play Arizona this weekend, and the Brewers get Washington, and the Padres get the White Sox. So I think the Cubs series tells us a lot more about who the real contenders are. So I'm going to be watching Cubs Diamondbacks very closely. Let me know if you disagree with me in the comments. I would love to debate sports with y'all. Gonna shoot over to my producer, Bella, real quick to see if she has any questions about Major League Baseball.
What team do you think is under the most pressure to win a championship this year?
That's an interesting question. Okay. Baseball is one of those sports where, like, there's a couple real contenders, and then you always got to watch out for, like, a wild card team. And so I think the Dodgers are going for a three-peat, so they definitely have a lot of pressure on them. They have one of the highest payrolls in baseball. They have the most talent in baseball. They're expected to win. I think that does put a lot of pressure on a team to win. The Yankees are always under extreme pressure to win championships. That's just the way it is. If you're a Yankee fan, you expect them to be in the World Series and you expect them to be winning. And they haven't won since 2009. So the pressure has been mounting for quite a while. And it doesn't look like they're going to ever get rid of Brian Cashman. But eventually, some heads will roll if the Yankees keep not winning championships. Dodgers, Yankees. I think the Blue Jays have a lot of pressure on them as well. They spent a lot of money this offseason and almost won the World Series last year. They lost in extra innings of Game 7. So they definitely have some pressure. And I would say those are probably the 3 most. The Mets, they're in trouble. They're not under any pressure to win right now. They need to devise a plan to move forward. That's what they need to do. Thank you, Bella. Fantastic questions today. And if you disagree with any of my takes, please comment. Let's get into it. I would love the engagement. Otherwise, thanks for joining us today at JetKoa Sports. Please subscribe so you can keep getting my insights weekly. And y'all have a great weekend. Thank you.